It's on the Friday. Today happens to be the 16th day of May, and the year remains 2025. What a pleasant good afternoon, and welcome to the weekend edition of the program, The King's Local Daily, right there on King's Double 8.5 and streaming live on our Cloud TV and our YouTube channel. Wherever you are and however you're doing, joining us via the FM band or our Cloud TV and our YouTube channel. It's good to have you following us this wonderful Friday afternoon from our end year. And welcome to the Friday edition of the program. This is where we converge to give you some of the big stories that are making news from the various local daily on the newsstands, and afford you the opportunity to also send in your suggestion or recommendation, particularly to some of the big stories that are making news. So my name is Otis, the Mojmo Sanka. I'm going to be with you this afternoon, flipping through the various local daily and affording an opportunity to have to say as well. So just after the theme song, when I return, then I start to flip through. So be my guest. Let's take a gist of the theme song and be right back. So welcome back, folks. Whatever you are doing right now, I guess you are glued to your radio. Some of you are unable to get the various newspaper from the newsstands. And this is the opportunity for you. Apparently, you are in your home, your offices, or at your business places. At the moment, let's flip through together. Our very first stop onto this edition of the program is the Verity newspaper, volume 2, number 24. So for just $40 Liberian, you can grab yourself a copy. Front page, major stories. Climate change worsens life. Climate change worsens life. 71% of Liberians says. Wow. Let me give you a gist of this story. Yeah, it's the latest research findings of Afrobarometer, a non-profile research company, shows that 68% of Liberians have heard of climate change. Among them, a significant 71% says climate change is making life in Liberia worse or much worse. Okay. Still on the front page, aiming to modernize NPA Tangat Medu offer hope. Sekou Dukle, he's the managing director of the National Port Authority. He's right here along with Sarah's board members on the front page of the Verity newspaper. Superintendent Sigbert dismisses allegation has smear campaign. Okay. Orange Liberia unveil Icon 16. What is it? You can grab yourself a copy of the Verity newspaper this afternoon and get detail of that story. Let's flip to the back page to see why it is reporting onto this edition of the program. Criminalized FGM, father of victim urges. That's the female genital mutilation. Criminalized FGM, father of victim urges. Still on the back page, House of Representatives summon MOJ, LNP, and others. That's the Ministry of Justice, the Liberia National Police, and others. For what? I don't know. So you can grab yourself a copy of the Verity newspaper to get that in detail. President Bouaka revokes Bao Chico permits. President Bouaka revokes Bao Chico permits for what? Grab yourself a copy of the Verity newspaper this afternoon, folks, and get detail. The photograph of His Excellency Joseph Yuma Bouaka, he's right here on the back page of the Verity newspaper. Still on the back page. Total fire victims plan peaceful protests. Wow, you remember the Tango explosion in Total in 2023, where serious people died and other sustained major injury. So it says Total fire victims plan peaceful protests. For what? I don't know. You can get a detail of that story. Or you grab yourself a copy of the Verity newspaper this afternoon. Let's get to the editorial quickly. The editorial of the Verity newspaper. What it says. It reads, Bokatine, a community in crisis due to FGM. That's the editorial of the Verity newspaper this afternoon. So keep your comments coming through. Trust me, I'm going to read it out for you at the close of the program. Our next stop is the Women Voices newspaper, volume 14, number 25. The Women Voices newspaper, front page, major story. Orange has been a key partner. Orange has been a key partner. President Bouaka hails Orange Liberia new iconic headquarters in Monrovia. Okay, let's get to the back page of the Verity newspaper to see what it is reporting this afternoon. Minum suffers major hair surgery. Minum suffers major hair surgery after tree-branch accident in Nimba. After tree-branch accident in Nimba. Wow. The photograph of mine is right here. Wow. Very, 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 very sad. Women playing father role. Women playing father role through charcoal production in Nimba. There's another story on the back page of the Women Voices newspaper. Still on the back page, Superintendent Gondo preaches unity among Nimbadians. Superintendent Gondo preaches unity among Nimbadians. House worries over influx of illegal immigrants, cite key government agency. There's another story on the back page of the Women Voices newspaper. Foreign Minister Yanti at peacekeeping conference in Berlin. The photograph of Her Excellency Sarah Besto Yanti. She's the Minister of Foreign Affairs. She's right here on the back page of the Women Voices newspaper. Let's get you the editorial of the Women Voices newspaper. The editorial. It reads, Orange Liberia new headquarters, a landmark step towards digital transformation and national development. That's the editorial of the Women Voices newspaper. Stay flipping through. Our next stop is the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. That's the motto. Sold for $50 Liberian. You can grab yourself a copy. Volume 1, number 55. Front page, major stories. US $7 billion needed to fix Liberia road woes. US $7 billion needed to fix Liberia road woes. Out of 13,000 kilometers of road in Liberia, only 1.212 are paved. Senator Chia calls it a national emergency, warning that without US $7 billion in funding, vast part of the country will remain cut off every rainy season. Wow. Senator Albert Chia is the senator of Grand Crew County. He's right here on the front page of the Liberian Investigator. Stay on the front page. Taking a medical break, former Speaker Kofa requests 2-month leave, citing medical reasons and planned visit to constituency. Former Speaker Jonathan Fonati Kofa, he's right here on the front page of the Liberian Investigator. Stay on the front page. Hail for US 200 million investment pledge. Hail for US 200 million investment pledge. President Bouaka dedicates Orange Liberia US 10 million Icon 16 tower. Stay on the front page of the Liberian Investigator newspaper, pointing out hypocrisy. Millions spent on Unity Party event. Suspended NUCAD chief link Bouaka to CSR disbursement. Former NUCAD boss Rosalind Swakoko Dennis, he's right here on the front page of the Liberian Investigator. Let's flip to the back page and see what it is reporting. It is all about sports. It says LAF launches first ever University Athletics Championship. Okay. Salam calls for patient has Lone Star depart for Waffle Nations Cup. Sester High Green Pasture win Riverside County High School Championship. That does it for the back page of the Liberian Investigator. Let's flip to the editorial quickly to see what it is reporting. The editorial of the Liberian Investigator. It reads, Senate digital reform are commendable, but accountability must follow. Senate digital reform are commendable, but accountability must follow. That's the editorial of the Liberian Investigator. In case you are just joining us, folks, it's a reminder that you're in tune to the program, The King's Local Delay, right here on King's 88.5 and streaming live on our Cloud TV and our YouTube channel. Today's Friday, it is the 16th day of May. And I'm your presenter, Otis the Mushmode Sankan. Stay flipping through. Our next stop is the authoritative Heritage Newspaper. The authoritative Heritage Newspaper. Volume 28, number 355728. So for $40 Liberian, you can grab yourself a copy. Lawmakers demand 4 reports on progress. Summer Asset Recovery Chairman. Lawmakers demand 4 reports on progress. Summer Asset Recovery Chairman. Speaker Richard Namakoon is right here with several legislators, along with the Asset Recovery Head, in person of Councillor Edward Clamati. Stay on the front page of the Heritage Newspaper. Calm return to Gangbat after Port chaos. 4 arrested, including chief initiator. President Bouaka revoked Bauchico mining permit amid environmental outcry. President Bouaka revoked Bauchico permit, the mining permit amid environmental outcry. Information Minister Jolinic Matthew Pia, he's right here on the front page of the Heritage Newspaper. Flipping to the back page to see why it is reporting. President Bouaka hailed Norway 211 years of democratic resilience. President Bouaka hailed Norway 211 years of democratic resilience. Suspended local boss calls for LACC report demands vindication or trial. Suspended local boss Madam Rosalind Swakoko Dennis, she's right here on the back page of the Heritage Newspaper. Stay on the back page of the Heritage Newspaper. Liberia's new envoy to Senegal rally support for UN Security Council bid, pushes arrest agenda. Ambassador Ali Silla, in a handshake with President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, of Senegal. UEFA accuses Infantino and stages FIFA Congress walkout. It's another story here, all about sports. Let's get to the editorial of the Heritage quickly. The editorial of the authoritative Heritage newspaper. It reads, a bold blueprint for Liberia's future. A bold blueprint for Liberia's future. GOL will begin to build 100 new schools. That's the editorial of the authoritative Heritage newspaper. The in-profile delay is our next stop. The in-profile delay, in all that we do and right, in all that we report come what may, and no matter what, Liberia first. Volume 17, number 119, sold for $40 Liberian. Front page, major story. Bouaka dedicates Orange Icon 16. The scrap company has key partners. Yeah, okay. President Joseph Human Bouaka and the executive of Orange Liberia at the dedication ceremony in Monrovia. Let's flip to the back page of the in-profile daily newspaper quickly. For Geological Survey Office building, it says GOL completes payment for Geological Survey Office building. To the back page of the in-profile daily newspaper, VP Kun to boycott Nimba District 5 by-election. For what? I don't know. You can grab yourself a copy of the in-profile daily newspaper quickly and get more details surrounding the story. Jeremiah Kun, he's the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. HOI cites key government agency. For what? I don't know. Representative Anthony F. Willen of Electoral District number 2, Maryland County, is right here on the back page of the in-profile daily newspaper. Firearm registration goes under Executive Order number 141. Firearm registration goes under Executive Order 141. The chairman of the Liberia National Commission on Arms, Mr. James Nfomoyan, he's right here on the back page of the in-profile daily newspaper. Let's get to the editorial. It said tribal politics undermines national cohesion. That's the editorial of the daily. That's the in-profile daily newspaper. Tribal politics undermines national cohesion. The Daily Observer is our next stop. Volume 25, number 85, sold for $40 Liberian. Front page, major stories. US $7 billion to fix Liberia roads. Senate Public Works Committee stresses need to pave 11,788 kilometers nationwide. US $7 billion to fix Liberia roads. Senate Public Works Committee stresses need to pave 11,788 kilometers nationwide. Wow. Several cars are stuck up, especially in the southeastern region. I see it right here. U.S. Embassy clarified non-refundable visa fees upon denial. U.S. Embassy clarifies non-refundable visa fees upon denial. Liberia may harm vodka taste. That's Liberia may harm vodka take gold silver at 2025 ADI Award. Liberian distillery achieved global recognition amid fierce competition. Okay. Hand vodka a Liberian production by Hemian Jones and his team won multiple awards, including a gold and silver medal at the 2025 American Distilling Institute International Spirit Competition. Let's flip to the back page and see what it is reporting. Government commits Liberia to global peace, has Foreign Minister Yanti Grace high-level international peacekeeping conference in Germany. Her Excellency Sarah Beslow Yanti at the conference in Germany, right here on the back page of the Daily Observer. Accra calls for 10% budgetary allocation for local agriculture. Liberia Agriculture Minister Dr. Nutia, along with Accra Board Chair Buchi, in a handshake on the back page of the Daily Observer. If you are just joining us, folks, it's a reminder that you are in tune to the program The King's Local Daily, the weekend edition, Friday, with me, Otis, the Mosh Mode Sanka. This is where we converge to flip through the various local daily and give you some of the big stories that are making news. For those of you watching us live, keep your comments coming through to some of the stories that are making news, and I'm going to read out for you at the close of the program this afternoon. Our next stop is the Doyen Inquirer newspaper. Volume 34, number 83. Grab yourself a copy for just $40 Liberian. Front page, major stories. Liberia deserves world-class investment. Baka unveil Orange Icon 16. Government revoke Biochico operating permits. For what, I don't know, you can grab yourself a copy of the Doyen Inquirer newspaper and get that stories in detail. This is not the Liberia our ancestors fought for. U.S. Representative Bia calls for unity justice in Liberia. It says United States of America, USA Raw Island District 3 Representative Nathan Bia is calling on the government, opposition political parties, and all Liberians to embrace a movement of healing and justice. Okay, especially during the celebration of Unification Day. He's a Liberian, but he's a representative in America. He's Representative Nathan Bia. Senator Koga vows to prioritize Liberia NIMBA interest. A photograph of the newly elected senator of Nimba County, Samuel Koga. He's right here saying post taking the oath of office. Let's get you the back page quickly of the Doyen Inquirer newspaper and see why it is reporting. George alarm over death threats. George alarm over death threat. George Nelson T. Tokpa. He's right here on the back page of the Doyen Inquirer. Husband there is someone asset recovery bus for what? Grab yourself a copy. Are you going to read that in detail? The photograph of Councillor Edward Clark Mountain and House Speaker Richard Namwekong. Mr. Francis S. Koyan. It says CJPS Program Manager alarm over Civil War vices. Let's get you the editorial. No time to waste. The editorial of the Doyen Inquirer. It reads, should we applaud the House for reversion to status quo ante? Should we applaud the House for reversion to status quo ante? That's the editorial. With big question mark. That's the editorial of the Doyen Inquirer. The hot pepper is up next. Volume 8, number 11634. Grab yourself a copy for $40 Liberian. NPA Tangat made deal. A strategic turning point for port modernization in Liberia. NPA Managing Director Sekou Dukle, Sarah's board members, and staffers of MedTech They're right here for the group post on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. Let's get to the back page quickly and see why it is reporting. CBN releases roadmap for economic transformation 2025 to 2029. Government to build 100 new schools as MOE unveils sweeping education reform agenda. Okay. Stay on the back page of the Hot Pepper. How SAT Assets Recovery Board to provide comprehensive report. Let's get the editorial quickly of the Hot Pepper newspaper this wonderful Friday afternoon. The editorial. The editorial of the Hot Pepper newspaper. It reads, commending Liberia's contribution to the next generation of peacekeeping and peace-building strategies. Commending Liberia's contribution to the next generation of peacekeeping and peace-building strategies. That's the editorial of the Hot Pepper newspaper. The newspaper. The nation's news since 1989 is our next stop. Volume 36, number 1, that's number 016. So for 40 Liberian dollars, you can grab yourself a copy. Bouaka dedicates Orange US 10 million Archon 16 building. Calls for support to government digital efforts. Government issued deadline for firearm registration. Firearm Commission Chairperson James Nfomoya is right here on the front page of the newspaper. Stay on the front page. Who's lying? Who's lying? As we are receiving Bouaka calls. The photograph of His Excellency former President George Weah, along with His Excellency Joseph Yuma Bouaka, in a handshake on the front page of the newspaper. The back page quickly. No time to waste. Kun urge to run inclusive leadership. Kun urge to run inclusive leadership. African Union Trading Company donates breathalyzer to LMP. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman received boxes of breathalyzer from the African Union Trading Company. Let's get to the editorial quickly of the newspaper on today's edition of the program. Firefight must be all an emergency priority of government. Firefight must be an emergency priority of government. That's the editorial of the newspaper. Our next and final stop for today's edition of the program, The King's Local Daily, is the Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Volume 3, number 041. You can grab yourself a copy for 40 Liberian dollars. Front page, major stories. EU 56 million budget support. EU 56 million budget support. Augustine Behegafwan, his finance minister, along with EU Liberia resident coordinator. The both of them are right here on the front page of the Oracle News Daily. LEC seeks approval for new tariff. Okay. LEC seeks approval for new tariff. Still bitter. Former President George Weah dismisses Bouaka Unification Day gesture as political gimmick. The both former and present president right here on the front page of the Oracle News Daily. Let's flip to the back page and see why it is reporting. Liberia, Sierra Leone enriched nuclear capabilities. Liberia, Sierra Leone enriched nuclear capabilities. Stay on the back page of the Oracle News Daily. SOS Children Villages launches new campaign. This is what family means. Sarah Kids. All right, here on the back page of the Oracle News Daily. Human rights activist faces mounting threats. Wow. Let's get the editorial quickly and call it a day on this Friday edition of the program. The editorial of the Oracle News Daily, it reads, let Braka have his speaker. Let Braka have his speaker. That's the editorial of the Oracle News Daily. Well, on that note, this is how I like to draw the curtain on this edition, the Friday edition of the program, The King's Lookout Daily. We take a weekend break to return Monday. But before I go, let me read you some of the comments that I've been filtering through onto this edition of the program. Fatou Konen says, I'm watching you from Kakata. Thanks so much, Fatou Konen. Alex Daniel Senior said, good morning, brother. I'm watching you from Kitchener, Ontario. Thanks so much, Alex Daniel Senior. Ruben Zebla said, I'm following from my little corner Buchanan City. Thanks so much, Ruben, for always following us. While Jujo Wongwe says, I'm following. Let me appreciate all of you for always taking up your time. Yeah. So many thanks to all of you who've been following up via our Cloud TV and our YouTube channel. Those of you who've been following through the FM band, the program take a weekend break to return Monday. Till then, have yourself a wonderful time. My name is Otis, the Mojmo Sanka. I present it. I catch you guys willing on the flip side. Keep following the rest of our broadcast. I'm out.